Either way, he can throw a fit. And yeah, he's thrown a man or two, but what's a Chucky Poo supposed to do? You gotta know how to read the signs, respect his space, his stance, his pride. Always be armed with a spanky stick, and don't trust Chuck further than you can spit. A little too bold, a little too rough. Chuck likes to show out, likes to be tough, but at least he's got that pretty face. So just bring a muffin and be on your way. So whether it's smart or whether it's right, we made a promise and that's for life. He's got a hard head but a soft Chucky heart, and we knew the risk from the very start. Chuck is a rescue, here he'll stay, but Lord, not still wild when I'm 80, okay? So here's to hoping he'll gentle down, but whatever the case, Chuck's sticking around. A little too bold, a little too rough. Chuck likes to show out, likes to be tough. He's rough around the edges, that's for sure, but that's the Chuck we're rooting for. To show out, likes to be tough. He's rough around the edges, that's for sure, but that's the Chuck we're rooting for.
My favorite part. I love that part of the video where Jamie starfishes, starfish,
And Chuck does nothing.
and then he comes at you.
And I run.
I think it was sweet the way Miss Megan put that in high speed. It looks like
Looks like
you're
I'm
really
actually
fast.
moving.
You're really fast.
Mhm.
You're very fast.
It's okay. We all know I'm not fast. And I'm-
Coffee clinks, everybody. Coffee clinks. Good morning, and coffee clinks to you all.
Oh, look.
You got hair hanging on your coffee.
That's mine. It's fine. Cheers, y'all.
And hey, yes, cheers. Guys, you're going to have to give me 10 seconds. I'm going to have to switch over from our Wi-Fi to my hotspot. So we're going to go black for about 10 seconds. We are. So make your prettiest face. It's going to freeze you. I need two hands. It's going to freeze you all. We'll be back in 10 seconds when I switch over. Here we go. 10 seconds. I think we can stop now.
We're back.
Are we good? Are we good? Okay, so if you can hear us, if you can see us, and everything's good on your end, how about you let us know in the comments? We tried to 20 seconds. It took 15 seconds, Jamie. Well,
I don't know.
Sorry about that, guys.
You can blame Lester.
We actually may have to walk in. It's windy today.
It's dreary today. And
Very dreary.
can I admit something to you? I didn't realize, I mean, I've always said, I know the sun affects me because in a positive way, but I can't get my butt going today. Normally I am like up before Lester, super extra productive, super ready to go. And on Saturdays, because it's my day to like do things, maybe it's a lack of coffee as well, but today is just like, I feel like I should cook. That's what I feel like today.
And then, crazy thing is, if you guys are looking at our temperatures and saying, well, it's in the 70s, what's so dreary about it? Guys, have you not heard of a cold or a warm 70? here,
It's so true.
Here,
I asked
seriously.
Sylvester yesterday.
it is possible to have a cold 70 and a warm 70. Now, you may not get that, but today it's a cold 70.
It is a cold 70.
I should actually have a sweater on.
And it's going like tomorrow night, it's going to get down to 31, and Monday night 33. So we're like looking at horse blankets and I guess and all of this winter prep. And maybe I'm in dread for that right now because I just like, I was looking forward to a sunny day. There's a really big flea market that I had hopes and dreams of going to, but I just think I might cook. And then I realized up north, this is the weather from September until May. And I realized of what a funk that you can get into because it's just like, this would be a beautiful day in Illinois right now. Beautiful. And I forgot. I just forgot. I've been here long enough now where I've like 95% of the days are sunny.
Whereas we have 2 months of winter, you guys
I have 7,
yeah.
8.
Well, Jamie and I enjoy watching Yellowstone. And don't forget that if anyone is a fan of Yellowstone, there's also a couple of other movies that were kind of based on it, the 1883 and 1923. And in all 3 of those Yellowstones, mostly the older ones, it focuses a lot on how long it stays cold.
And how harsh the winter
and how harsh. And so whereas it should be spring in most of the states, not there in Montana. And so I could not imagine yucky winters like that and lasting so darn long, especially if you had animals. Now, if you just someone who lives in the city and, you deal with the driveway or whatever you have to do with shoveling that's one thing. But with animals and knowing that they need that grass and you need that hay and I can't imagine.
Yeah, that's a different experience because I've had 2 dogs and a cat when I lived in Illinois, but to have outside animals that have to endure this, I would be a wreck. I would be like, just come in the house, just come on in, Val, it'll be fine. Like that. I know they acclimate, and I know that that's what they know, and I know that's what people that live in those areas only know as well. But now that I have become a girl who lives in Texas, I almost said a Texan. I know I'm not Texan yet. It's dynamically different. And some people probably can't stand the summers here and the heat here, but I love it. Like, I love it. The sun. Oh, I love the sun.
Not this guy.
I know you don't.
Well, you know what? I really don't complain at the heat. I have always been my complaint is the humidity. And you already know that. I just can't hardly stand to walk outside and just start sweating, just sweat, but it is what it is. We are blessed, I think, to have a really nice, for what we do, seriously, for what we do, we don't have to deal with the horse blankets and the heaters and all the things. And it's never so hot that we need big old fans and ways to cool our horses down. We're fine.
Yeah, we use a hose. We find ways. And I know that people in different parts of the country find ways as well. Don't say we don't have to use horse blankets because we're about to use some horse blankets.
Do you remember whenever Jeff and them was here last time?
Oh, God.
And I told them, I says, listen, I says, it's going to drop below freezing. You guys are here on a very rare drop below freezing. You brought cold weather with you. I said, so do me a favor and keep the water in the RV running. And I just thought that would be enough. But I think when they saw the temperature and they're like, oh, it's only going to be 28. There's no reason to run water. And they turned all the water off. And sure enough, the next morning, their pipes were frozen solid.
Yeah.
It's because our infrastructure is not built for below freezing because we seldom drop below freezing.
Yeah.
And maybe once or twice a year, 3 or 4 times on a really rough year. And so, yeah, they froze our pipes solid here in the RV, and they had to go out there that morning and try to find all kinds of ways to defrost and get our water running back here. But, one of the things I say about infrastructure is we don't go as deep with our water line. We just put water lines 6 to 8 inches under the ground.
Yeah, it's like 6 feet up where I'm from,
yeah.
Which is kind of funny because we're having an issue whenever we were preparing to tear Xander and Kendra's house down. that I needed to align the plumbers to disconnect the water was off at the house, like it was turned off, but we needed to cap it so it could still remain to go to their little garage. And Lester's like, tell Xander to get a pair of post hole diggers and get out there and dig it. And I was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not really like that up there. Like,
Yeah.
you can, but you're gonna be digging a while. Like,
If you guys hear noise in the background, we do have Randall and his guys are here working. They're getting our roof, the metal put onto our lean-to off of our barn,
really exciting.
and that's going to be give our cows a whole lot. It's going to be 50 by 20. How do you figure out square feet?
50 times 20, so it's 1,000 square foot.
50 times 20 is 1,000 square foot. So we're going to give our cows an additional 1,000 square foot of coverage. And you know, it sounds silly. Here I was talking about other states and their long winters, and we're going to give our cows 1,000 more foot of coverage in a state that only gets about 3 or 4 days below freezing.
Yeah,
But
but
we
with rain and
spoil
things
them.
like that, it's for them to get out of the rain.
Even though we're not so foolish to know that animals in nature, like cows and horses, are very conditioned to being okay, guys. Are
We have some bougie cows, okay?
bougie.
Bougie cows. I wondered if after you saw this awning, if you thought any more about those awnings.
Hold on 1 second. I got to answer this question. No, wrong question. This is actually a great question, and I thought that I addressed it in the video. So why didn't the lean-to go the whole length of the red black barn? Have you asked the same thing yourself?
Yeah,
Do you want to know the answer?
yeah.
Oh. Well, my side-by-side's in the way. My cab tractor, and there's an antenna and lights on top of the cab. And so I do have a gate. You all know that I have a gate that I left one gate over on the side. And I use that gate when I drop off my green hay, because otherwise I can't go into the front of the barn and manipulate and turn my tractor to drop off the green hay.
I knew it was something to do with maneuvering. I just didn't know what it was.
So I leave that gate there so I can drive my green hay in, drop it off. When I buy green hay, I buy it by the pallet. And it goes to the back of my truck, 8 to 10 bales, and I can just pick my tractor and lift them up, back them off, and set them down right inside the barn, and never have to lift a bale of hay. Which those bales of hay are heavy.
Pounds. They're 100 pounds a piece.
Yes, and so you don't want to be stacking up hay if you don't have to. So we're blessed to be able to have that one gate that opens. That's the same one my calves can go under. But if I would have run that lean-to all the way down, it dropped off. I did not think enough to have Randall raise it up another 2 foot to give me clearance.
Oh.
So I hope you understand. So I do have the cab tractor, blessed for that, with the antenna and the lights on top. It would have hit, and I would have not been able to get into my barn. So I hope that makes sense to you. We could have went the whole 60 and gave us an extra.
I'm just curious if now you're going to put a front on it as well on that, and
Why?
put a face to give them an extra wind block. But I guess it doesn't
They
matter.
don't need a
'cause
wind block. They'll have
That's
hay
not
as
the
their wind.
north
Yeah.
either.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. Yeah.
So that was my reasoning for not going the full length. I wanted to make sure that I had enough space to get in there with my tractor and drop off that green hay.
I like how we're calling it the red black barn now.
It's the red black barn.
It's
Yeah.
still the red barn in my mind.
It's
too.
still the red barn. I know. We will eventually get that large container painted. But I told Jamie I really wouldn't mind. A lot of folks are saying just paint it black and make it all match pretty. But I kind of think that I've seen other farms where, especially when it's women who run them, and they have these very colorful playgroundy type looks. And I was just thinking to myself how cute it would look if Jamie went along the bottom and painted it green, like that high up, like it's green grass.
Oh no, I have better ideas.
But picture this. So you have that large container, and you go about this high up and you paint what looks like grass. And then on the container, you paint like objects, like flowers. There's a few flowers coming out of the grass.
Where's my?
And so yeah, that container right now is just this dull gray, and it should be painted, but I would really like it to be painted cute. Now, what you should do, Jamie, is do what the sororities girls do. The sorority girls up in those college towns,
This is
We'll do murals.
yeah. So this is painted in downtown Livingston, on the side of the Petals by Anne flower shop, and I was like, oh, that would look really pretty on the side. Now it doesn't match anything here. Nothing.
It wouldn't matter. Well, here's the thing. It would match your chickens.
It would.
And so what you could do is ask for any volunteers. This would be a fun volunteer day. Any volunteers who want to come over, who live local, and help you paint. And then you'll all get out there together. And I'll do the margarita machine. And I'll be in charge of the margarita machine, and y'all can all just paint. That would be so cute and so fun. And you and your chicken friends could be out there painting the container. Make it look really cute on the outside.
I'm pretty artistic. I know that you don't believe me and you don't know, but I'm pretty.
But it would take a long time. One person would take a long time. That's what I'm saying. I've seen videos, mostly like TikToks, where like sorority girls would all go as a sorority event over to a farm and help.
Do you know who in the family is the best painter? Like as far as artistic things go?
I mean, I'm not going to say Kim. Kim is the most creative with construction type things. Painting.
The most creative painter that we have in the family.
I don't guess I've ever seen. It would be Stephanie.
It's Jill.
I would.
Jill has a business on the side where she does banners for like parties and birthdays and people and things like that. She
I had no idea.
Jill is incredible. Like she does all kinds of lettering and tooling. Like she is very, very talented.
Sound like a Miss Janelle job. That absolutely would be a Miss Janelle job.
Miss Janelle would be down for it. She would bring down the project. Like we would have to. Do you have any school connections to an old school projector though?
I know where you're going with this. Old school projector.
Not the new school, like the old school.
Where you put a transparency on top and it projects it onto a wall and you go trace it.
When I was a kid, I wanted so bad to be a school teacher because of pens and the projector. The chalk. Do you remember the chalk thing that had like the line, the things you put the chalk in and you went down like this and you made the writing lines? I wanted that in my life so bad. But a projector and those felt tip markers that you got to use on the transparencies, holy moly, that would like be dreams come true.
You do know that every teacher you leave school and they have these marks on their hands right here.
I would be honored. I would be so honored to be able to experience that in my life. Now, the only thing I'll be teaching is chickens. I'll be like, and here, like whatever. But
these are silkies.
Yeah.
See the crown? Yeah. And you have to have big old earrings too. Every female school teacher always have big old floppy earring. Oh, female teachers are known for their big flop. You go to a happy hour on a Friday afternoon, and you can always find the school teachers because they all have big giant floppy earrings, and they all have marks on their hands from markers and dry erase and all the things. Yes, absolutely.
Hey, people want to know.
And they'll take their school shirts and they'll just turn them inside out because you're not allowed to be out drinking having your school logo on your Friday t-shirt.
Didn't know that.
So they all take their shirts off in the car, put them inside out, yet you can still see the logo underneath. But you go to a happy hour and see someone sitting there like that, big earrings, their shirt turned inside out where you can just barely see the logo, and marks on their hands from dry erase markers and stuff. That's a school teacher.
So somebody says, Jamie, go back to school. You have time. No. I don't. Let's be clear here. I don't want to be a teacher. I want the tools that the teacher got to have. I could never do what he did. He would come home and tell me about being screamed at and cursed out and fights and all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, I would not be the cool teacher. I would not.
I learned not to love it, but I learned to embrace it as kids who are going through a rough time.
And I get that, but I know that I chose the right profession, step one, but step two, I only want the pens and the projector.
Yeah. You could probably go onto eBay. I don't think Marketplace, but you could probably go to eBay and find an old school projector. Now, the problem though is when those bulbs burn out, and they will burn out, you may not be able to find parts for those projectors, but they don't weigh hardly anything. And you all know what we're talking about. Every one of us grew up in a time when they had those big old projectors and you had to turn the knobs and it would raise it up or down and focus it. So, yeah, teacher's tools. Jamie needs teacher tools.
Ooh.
They are on there.
Found is that's not
Show it.
exactly the one that I was thinking of.
That's a
but
little bit more modern.
That's a little bit. It's the other ones had like big bases,
Yeah.
bases.
Yeah, well, they come a long ways. But you do know that there's a lot we could do with a projector like that, even for.
There's one still in the box.
No, there's not. That box
Sure
is
is.
rotten.
It's okay. Somebody dug it out of the old, like out of a school closet or something. The Apollo Horizon 2. We're getting fancy here.
The reason I keep looking behind me for the people who asked, Randall and his guys drove through, and which is fine, but they did not close the gate behind them. And they're walking back and forth. And my
Do they
worry,
know?
yes, well, I'm sure Randall's keeping an eye open. But my biggest fear is that cows come up to get a drink of water and just come right through that gate.
Yeah, that's more what I was thinking of right there. That scenario right there. Like
Yeah.
it's got the bucket and it's got
Big old plug.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
That might be pretty fun. I'm just saying, like that might be. I wonder if Dr. Sanford has any hookup or connection to finding one of those in a school basement.
I bet you. I don't think schools keep those around. I bet you that they got rid of those. But then again, there may be some storeroom somewhere where you could just find those all day.
Yeah.
Some old library.
Mm-hmm. Look, Terry down here says, "Get it, Jamie." Terry probably was one of the people on Tuesday's live too that was like, "Get it, you need it. Lester needs it." Like cheering me on and all of the.
I will say thank you for that because she came home with a little blue sweater for me and some sweatpants, some stretchy pants. I call them stretchy pants.
But the one stretchy pants kind of looked like real pants, but they were stretchy. It was a very clever design.
Well, hold on. Not so clever.
Why?
It's actually quite an embarrassing story. And if I had the pair here, I would show you. So I get over to the feed store and I wore them. And I could not get my wallet out of the back pocket. No. And Martin, the guy that works there, he's the older fella.
Don't tell me.
He's trying to get behind me and trying to get the zipper. Now, listen, the zipper would open and close. But the wallet was there, but we could not find it. You'll never guess how weird this is. There was a double pocket.
What?
Hear me. You unzip one, and that opens the main pocket. But inside there's another thing where there's two pockets in one. And so I could unzip it and put my hand into it, and I could feel my wallet, but I was not on my wallet. And I could not get my wallet out. And I had to lean over the counter like this.
You did not. No, you didn't.
Jamie.
Tell me that your hand was on the inside of your pants and his was in the pocket at the same time and you're touching, trying to get that out because that's what I envision right now.
I says, Martin, my wallet's in my pants, but I can't get it out of my pocket. And I says, the zipper's not broke because he thought the zipper was broke. So I'm unzipping back and forth and the zipper's opening, closing, but my hand would go into the pocket, but I could not find my wallet. And then I thought, did I leave on shorts? And is my wallet inside my shorts, inside my stretchy pants? No, I put my hand in. I felt that I did not have on shorts. And I'm like, I'm only wearing stretchy pants. It has a double pocket. And what I did
So what you're saying is don't get another pair of those?
I unzipped it. I put my wallet in and it went inside the big pocket. It went into the back of the smaller pocket.
I don't think I think that you have done something.
God, I'm going to see if the new pair that's still here, it has that same thing. I will demonstrate.
Well, refill the
I'll
coffee.
be Lester.
Refill my coffee when you're
I'll
going
be
in.
Lester. You'll be Martin or vice versa.
Why do I have to be that?
You'll see what I'm talking about.
I don't think. There's no way. They're just normal pants. Like they were just Reebok pants. They really did look like normal pants. I was actually kind of impressed because I was like, he could actually wear these and never think that he was wearing sweatpants. Martin at the feed store probably was mortified. Can you imagine if other people walked in and here's Martin digging in like, no, it makes me think of how women's jeans, we have that teeny tiny pocket, which I don't know what goes in that pocket, but we have the normal pocket. And then the pocket, is it a thumb pocket? No one knows, but that's all I can think about. And He's not going to find them because they're at home in the laundry pile. I'm certain of it. Just an everyday trip to the feed store. Fully agree. And how dare him not video this moment? That's the worst part. If I would have been there, I would have been peepatting, and then I would have just got up all up in their business to be able to capture this. Now I kind of like, I hope it happens again. And it's not me that has to dig it out. They're pickpocket proof. This is absolutely true. This is perfect. It's a strategy. I don't find any fault in it whatsoever. I see that you're not coming out with them. I think they must be at home.
The ones that are here are different, so there was different styles.
They're pickpocket proof.
Oh, is that what they are?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they work. Anyway, we finally got it figured out, and we got my wallet out. So I wasn't trying
So you
to.
came home with green hay.
Yeah, so I got my green hay. But I'll tell you what, it was a little bit embarrassing, especially for the other farmers and ranch guys who were coming in. Were like,
There's other people that came in?
yes, Jamie.
Why didn't you video this?
Jamie, I'm like, he just can't get my wallet out of my pants. And it was like people were waiting in line because Martin was the only employee there. So
At least you didn't take them off.
I was
Shake them.
I was almost going to go out back to my truck and pull my pants off, try to get my wallet out, because I knew I
So you're saying that as great as they look, they're not an option.
I thought it was a trick that he was played on me.
No. You know that women's jeans have a small pocket up front inside their pocket as well.
I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
Did you buy me women? Were these women's?
No. Did you put your pocket in your front pocket?
No, they were the back.
No. Women's jeans in the front.
So you know about that concept then?
No.
A pocket inside of a pocket.
And not for men's. I don't understand that part. That part is baffling to me. I'm guessing it really is made so your wallet doesn't fall out. Like that's probably the strategy behind it, but I don't understand it. And now I feel like I should look them up and see if it's a thing.
So yeah, and if there's a video to show everybody, that would be even better. You could screenshot it. Guys, I'm not making this up. There's no reason to make up this story.
They were on the rack at y'all saw me buy them on Tuesday.
When I got dressed that morning and it was cold, I put my wallet, I unzipped, I put my wallet in and I zipped it back. And I was happy there was a zipper, because with the zipper, that means that you can't lose your wallet as easily. But it wasn't until I got to the store and I tried to go pay for the green hay and I unzipped and I put my hand in and my hand went all the way into my pocket. And I could feel my wallet, but it wasn't there. And I knew there had to be another sub pocket, but I couldn't find it. So I zipped the other way. And then my hand would not go into the pocket. And it was the craziest thing ever. And I was very embarrassed having to ask for help, but I didn't know what else to do.
They really are sharp looking pants.
So a lot of people know about pockets inside of a pocket. It
really does. It really does.
Please.
Okay.
Can you take that picture?
I'm going to take a video.
And send that.
Hold on a second.
So I can show you all that I'm not making this up. There. Does anyone
really
know?
Sharp pants, though.
Oh, yes. I looked sharp, leaned over that counter there at the feed store. And Mr. Martin he had to put on his glasses. He was like this.
Okay. Let me send this.
Mr. Martin is about 65, 70 years old. He's just sitting there working, trying to figure it out how to get my wallet out.
There you go.
Thank God I can prove this to the world that I'm not just making this mess up.
I actually am blown away right now.
Well, I'm glad you found it, because people don't believe anything I say.
I mean,
all right, here you go, friends.
There it is.
Pause. That right there would be a zipped pocket inside of a pocket. And that is why I could not get my wallet out. Now,
sorry, babe.
Does it say why they have that? Is there a why?
Let's look here. Easy maintenance. Secure fastening. Features a reliable front button and zipper closure for a secure and adjustable fit. Equipped with hand pockets, hidden side zipper pockets, 2 back pockets, and hold on. and an extra back zip pocket.
Okay. And that extra back zip pocket is what was the downfall of me at the feed store.
Do you think that they have security cameras there?
I don't know.
I just feel like that the world needs to see how like we could just make a review about these pants and just show them that. That would be perfect. It actually
Have
says
you ever
versatile.
thought about how poor Mr. Martin must feel in all of this? I'm the guy who, I mean, heck, I'd do it for the video, but poor Mr. Martin, probably him and his wife, and he has grandkids.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it's happened to a lot of people. It just happened to me this week, thanks to you all, because you told her to buy me the pants. So, oh yes, I always tip Mr. Martin. He always gets a good tip from me.
You probably got a little extra that day.
Martin's funny though. I'll tell you what he does. He don't watch my videos, don't worry. Mr. Martin doesn't do social media neither. But here's this funny story. So there's always a couple of guys who work out back, a couple of guys who work on the inside, right? Okay. Usually if they get busy, Mr. Martin stays inside and the other guys will do all the outside stuff. He's an older guy. He has seniority. He's the guy who, and so here's what I've noticed. Now, I don't carry around change a lot, but if I have like a 10, I'll say, hey, Martin, here you go. Just get all the guys a soda. Or, just, I don't know what you can buy for $10, but they out there busting their behinds and it's hot. And so if I'm in the store and Martin's the only one in there, and I say, hey, Martin, make sure you get something for the guys. He'll be like, okay, Lester, I got it. And he'll take it and he'll move it real fast to a different location. If there's other guys in the store, he'll leave it later. He goes, okay, Lester, we'll and Mr. Martin can move at 2 different paces.
It's got second gear.
He has second gear,
Huh.
which I don't know exactly how they do all this. And I don't go outside and say, hey, I left Mr. Martin $10 for y'all to buy yourselves a soda, during your break or whatever. But I feel like on the days that no one's watching, Mr. Martin is buying himself lunch. And on the days that people are watching, Mr. Martin has to buy everybody a soda.
Interesting.
I love that place, though. I'll tell you what happened, though. This is sweet, but this is very unnecessary, guys. Listen. Mr. Martin called me one day, and he says, hey, Lester, he goes, a lady called, and she wants to put money on your account.
Aww.
And he goes, but I told her we don't do that here. We don't have accounts. And I says, no, Martin. He says, he goes, she left her number. If you want to call her back. And I says, no, I'm not going to call her back. I says, I'll just make an announcement on the channel that we just don't do that, guys. We're very blessed that we have our account set up to where we use, when I say account, what I mean is I'm a Survivor Sanctuary has an account, but not like we have our own. Help me with this over here. We pay for feeds out of I'm a Survivor Sanctuary. So there's not like an account at the feed store, and we don't have an account at Tractor Supply and an account at the lumber yard, but we use I'm a Survivor Sanctuary to pay for what I'm trying to say. I think that you get it. And anyway, he said that no, she said that you have an account here. And I'm like, so we don't have an account like that. So don't think that it's you can do that. You're very kind to make that kind of an offer, but we take care of feeds from the I'm a Survivor tab. Nothing?
Okay, I was waiting for you to finish that thought.
Well, it's
I get what
hard.
you're saying.
I don't know if I even said it right.
Well, we pay for it at the time we purchase it.
Yeah, we
So
pay for it. Yeah.
We don't accrue charges in an account fashion at the
And that's what I
entity.
think that they
Yeah.
thought we did, is that we go in there all month and buy feeds and they just write it down like in the old days. And then at the end of the month, they send you like a bill. Hey, you owe us $1,000. We don't do it that way. We pay for it when we buy it.
You know what's funny is, so we've been watching this 1923 that Lester told you about earlier, and one of they hit on a lot of real life things that many people probably didn't know where it came from or when it came about, even myself. Like, and the thing that I love about Taylor Sheridan, the writer, is they tell it like it really happened. There's no sugarcoating of like
He's not trying to be PC.
how fluffy things looked and how it was all warm, cozy, fuzzy, and how everybody survived. It wasn't like that. His writings and the way that the characters in the story portray it is real life. But one of the things, I don't know if you caught this, is when the girl and guy are taking the ship from London and trying to come over to the US, they have no money. They had the money for the tickets, but they had no money
They
to
had
buy
to go
anything.
second class.
No, she goes, we'll just put it on credit.
Oh,
So they
Yeah.
were said, and then they would pay it when they got to port. And it was interesting to me to think about that time, because you didn't really have IDs for who people were.
yeah.
And you were doing this on your word and on your honor, and like what a different world that was during that time. And just like you're talking about back in the old days, at the store you talked about in Plum Grove, where you used to have a tab there.
Yeah, at Solace Grocery.
At Solace Grocery. And like when we do our little exploring days and we think about some of these old time places and things, and when I watch that show, I really think about just like that, like your account, like your ability to, just be like, this is what we owe at the end of the month, and people trusted you to go up and pay it.
Yeah.
And they did for the most part. And it was just amazing. And watching 1923 and watching how banks gave loans out based on cattle and based on, that type of thing. And how in that show in particular, if you haven't watched it, the owner of Yellowstone refuses to put his land as collateral on the loan because he doesn't want to lose it. It was
Yeah.
just, it was a
Well,
lot
it
of
was
history.
a handshake was, your word meant something. A handshake meant even more. And, what gets me is that it's horrible, but there's a lot of truth behind it, but it's the kind of truth that they have left out of our history
Yes,
books,
big time.
especially the part with the Native Americans.
Yes.
I mean, I was reading a while back, Stella, baby daddy loves you, but I'm not here to love right now. Okay. You guys may not even know this and you don't want to talk about it. I know you don't, but it's just one of the worst tragedies that I can think of, to know that the United States of America, as new as we are, as far as the world goes, we're only several hundred years old.
Girls, I have to
But
fix that.
yes,
Hey, get
we're
off of that.
only
Nope.
several hundred years old. I think Stella wants to go inside with Chrissy. That's why she's over here, but I don't know for a fact.
Come on, girl.
This is what I'm going to say is horrible that you may not even understand, but for as you all know, that when you look at the countries or the powers of the world history, the dynasties in Asia and the wars that the English Empire was all a part of. But do y'all realize that the number 2 most deadliest country in the world, as far as the total deaths associated with them, is the United States of America? And it's because of the 50 million Native Americans who were murdered, in essence, from early American settlers. And a lot of what we see in these movies, 1923, and then, of course, 1883, even law enforcement, those who were the marshals and the
horrible.
sheriffs
It's
and
horrible.
all of the guys who wore a star on their chest, were just brutal when it came to the Native Americans, just running them over with their horses and just
And to other races.
horrific
Like they're
horrific treatment.
horrible. But we don't learn about that in our history books. It's all about how Sacagawea led Lewis and Clark and befriended and helped them and all those things. Like the truth behind those stories is horrendous and dishonorable and so many things. And it's sad, and we don't talk about it because it is sad. But to watch these shows, I know this is probably a little twisted. It made me proud that someone wasn't afraid to share that part of history, because it's real. And while none of us lived through that, it should teach us how to be better humans moving forward, and to recognize how horrible the past really was.
Yeah. And then that was just something that when I saw and read about how many people had passed at the birth of a country, just horrible. And then, of course, even in that movie, I told Jamie last night, I said, you could actually take these episodes of these series and make multiple actual blockbuster movies out of them if you chose to.
Yeah.
Because you have all of your immigrants who came through Ellis Island, and you could see how horrible they were treated like they were like not.
And to see how women were treated.
And that was in the 1900s. That wasn't like.
It's not that long ago. I think that's what was so powerful.
That was less than 100 years ago. All of that was going on, and people treated like they just were not human, very inhumane. So you would think as much as the world has changed and as far as we've come, we have a really horrible, nasty past, and it's just sad. But no, I agree with you. For that guy to have the guts to put all that out there in the movies, and for things that you see that you had no idea about. So but the NFL, the National Football League, were very up in arms several years back. I forgot who did it, but it wasn't ESPN, I don't think, but somebody made a movie about the NFL. It wasn't a documentary. It was an actual series. I wish I could remember the name of it. And it kind of went through a season, a typical season in the NFL, the National Football League. And it goes into all the different aspects of the rookies coming in and how these rookies are all young and fresh and ready to do whatever it takes. They'll run through a brick wall, to make the team. Then you have your veterans who are getting a little bit older and slower, and they know they have to keep up to be able to keep their spot on that roster. And even though they're veterans, they see these rookies and all that they're willing to do and risk and sacrifice their life and limb to make the team. And that makes them have to step up their game. And then they realize that, you know what, my body just does it. I no longer have it. And then it goes into the whole use of steroids and other types of things that the chemicals they may use. A lot of players getting high with cocaine to give them that edge during game day or whatever. And it just uncovered a really dirty, nasty side of the NFL. And the NFL was PO'd. They did not like the public seeing that side of it. Yeah. It went into the locker room like during halftime with some of the injuries and how the doctors are just snapping things back into place, and players, just, oh my gosh. What was the name of that? Does anyone know the name of that? I forgot what that was called.
I haven't seen it yet. I've been looking at the comments and I haven't seen it.
You have not seen it yet? Boy, it was something though. But no, it went through what the NFL looks like, the behind the scenes that so many people had no idea about, and showed you the real side of it. Scary. Listen to the sweet lady who keeps saying that Doss Farm lost a dog to an arrow. No, they did not. You got your channels incorrect. But we also do not talk about other channels on our channel. So we ask you politely. It's sad what happened, but we keep channel content to our channels. But you got your facts incorrect. It was not that farm who lost a dog to an arrow. All right, let's just not take the channel there, guys. Okay, so what are you going to do today then, being that you don't like the temperature, you don't like the dull and dreary?
The coffee's helping. I will say that. Coffee's helped. I absolutely have to do some winter preparation between now and tomorrow afternoon, and I think tomorrow might be uglier than today, so it probably should be today.
Tomorrow's going to be uglier because of the cold front coming in?
Yeah, so I started yesterday already, but I need to finalize winter prep. I have to run home because I forgot something when we came over for your chicken coop. And then I don't know. I may find myself at a flea market or something later. We'll see. The Saturdays I like to just get one tiny little outing and just be able to, have just a little bit of exploring, a little bit of step away. It's been super busy with work, and then of course treating Roman and Storm every single night as well, and just trying to keep up with all of that.
So this is something that's interesting that you and I have talked about. I don't mean to take you off of what
No,
you're
it's
planning
okay.
for the weekend, but you guys do know that Jamie and I are taking a trip around the first of the year. Not the first of the year, 1st of December.
Yeah.
We're going to do Meet the Morrows. That's 1 week away.
Yeah,
Meet the
I was
Morrows
waiting to
in
see
1
when you
week.
were going to talk about that.
Meet the Morrows in 1 week, guys. That's going to be so fun. But no, after all of that is cleared up, Jamie and I are going to take a couple of days and we're going to make us a little bit of a round trip around. I'm not going to tell you where we're going because we don't even know ourselves yet. But we are going to go out and see some things. Jamie and I, here's the problem though. This is typical girl versus guy. I'm like, don't make an agenda. Let's just go and do things as we come across things. And Jamie's like trying to plan out every day, every hour throughout the day, the agenda of we'll stay here.
No.
Yes, you are.
No, I wanted to know the vicinity so I could look up things that are of interest if depending upon the direction. That was what I said. It didn't have to be like we stay, we leave, we go, anything like that. But I kind of want to know the vicinity because what if there's something there that we miss? I have things. So I'm all about winging it and just whatever we see and no real plans. And it is our first whole week in the mini Pearl together.
I know.
And that will be an adventure in itself. I do have I have 1 day, a day and a half of work meetings that I have to go to. But other than that, we are becoming explorers. And I'm excited about that. Like really excited about it.
Yeah.
But 1 week from today, we will be standing at Meet the Morrows already. You know that, right?
Yeah. And no, the dogs will not be going with us. We're not taking dogs along. It's just going to be Jamie and I. We've already made sure that we got everything covered, or at least we hope that we do. There'll always be something come up, but for the most part, we got to have everything covered. Both properties will be taken care of, and we're gonna do this. So, Lord forbid something goes wrong, but we will have people on backup. We have plans, backup plans, right?
Yeah. So I confirmed with the tent lady their setup time and what time we have to meet them. And then I have a few, like some people sent us some guest books. I bought some other things that I'm kind of excited about. I bought a big whiteboard that sits on its own stand. And then I bought a few years ago, I did this scratch off thing from the US. And this time I bought that. And so when you come, you scratch off the state that you're from. It could be that there is one state scratched. It could be Texas. That's the only scratch off, and that's okay. But we're gonna see what happens. Of course, our merch is being printed, and I'm actually gonna go down to their shop this week and be able to learn about how that process is, see it in action, and then print some of our shirt. Like I'm gonna learn how to do it, which I'm really excited about doing. We also did some other items outside of shirts as well. And we did colors outside of black for the first time ever.
I know. I hate
Lester
that.
was like, I don't want to. And I was like, I think we need to. I think it's time that we expand our horizons. So we're branching out, which is exciting. And then after that day,
I'm listening.
We will be able to have those online as well. But we are using a local company. This is not a commercial. This is done by real human beings, and I'm just excited for you to meet them and see that process.
Look who loves her daddy.
She just wants a shirt.
So everyone kept saying Friday Night Lights is the movie I'm talking about. And that's not what I'm talking about. So the ESPN series that angered the NFL was the drama Playmakers. It was called Playmakers, which was canceled under pressure from the league. How about that? The show, which ran for one season, and it was a great season in 2003. How do I remember that? How can I remember
What
that?
did you have for lunch yesterday?
I know. Depicted a professional football team dealing with issues like drug use, domestic violence, and homophobia, which the NFL reportedly felt portrayed the league and its players negatively despite its high ratings. So it was called Playmakers, and it did. It dealt with everything, and it was domestic violence, the homophobia there in the locker room, and all kinds of things that the NFL was just not happy about, guys. And how crazy that the NFL put that pressure on them. Hey, you know what? You want a video? Because that was ESPN. ESPN is like the sports leader in what they video, right? And so I can only imagine the behind the scenes from the NFL is like, hey, if you want to have access to any of our behind the scenes, our locker rooms, our football, or whatever, our football games, then you will remove this show. You know, I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
It's kind of political in a way if you think about how that kind of stuff works.
Sure.
But yeah, ESPN only ran it one season and then they were done. But I'll tell you what, it was a really neat show and it's scary, just so scary. But hey, we all saw just recently in basketball, the NBA, and they got caught with some of the cheating that they were doing, some of the players and the coaches and how they were doing things they were doing. So it's scary how much mafia or cartels or whatever else are still involved. I wouldn't think cartels. I would think more old school mafia. You know the difference?
Mm-hmm.
I still think old school mafia and how much control they still have of sports betting and everything else is scary. But don't forget, we are getting close to the nitty gritty here with Jamie, Stephanie, and Tina. The three ladies.
Have you looked? Have they made their picks?
I have not looked yet. Who are still trying to fight it out in our own little fantasy football. And we got our fingers crossed that Jamie does not win. We all have our fingers crossed that Jamie does not win.
Who has their fingers crossed that I don't?
I
win?
know
'Cause
I got
don't
my
know if
fingers
anybody
crossed.
has that.
I got my fingers crossed.
They made their picks. Now my team already won for the week, so just saying.
Yeah, Jamie's team has already won for the week. So Jamie's good, but it does not show you who the other teams picked until game time.
Yeah.
But Jamie picked a team that played on Thursday night, and the team that she picked barely won. They won 10
Winning
to
is
7.
winning.
Winning is winning. So Jamie is good for this week. Now, if the other ladies win, if they lose, then it's over. Jamie's the champ.
Somebody says, no. I'm praying that Jamie wins.
Yeah,
I'll take those.
We
prayers.
don't pray, guys. You don't pray for things like that. There's
take
enough.
them. I'll take that.
There's enough going on in the world where you don't pray for Jamie to win. Just so you can see Lester having to get a tattoo on his behind.
It's going to be
Listen,
amazing.
No. Listen, there are people who have to see my behind on a regular basis. And think about the next time I'm going to get my pellets, Jamie, and my doctor.
I'm going to mark the spot. I'm going to mark the spot right where it says Jamie in my logo or from.
Picture
And
my
it's just
doctor
from.
asking me to lean over, and he pulls it down with his little swab, and
He's like, right on the pearls.
and we ain't putting the pearls on there.
The pearls are on the boot.
Okay, stop. We are not.
They're part of the logo.
Oh no, I don't want this to happen. I'm actually trying to encourage Tina and Stephanie to work hard, just keep fighting, just fight. And I'm just hoping that ChatGPT will finally be wrong about something. We need them to be wrong about something. Because y'all know that's how she's making her picks. It's nothing football related at all. She's just asking the darn AI to help her make her pick for this week. And so far, they've been perfect every week. Darn it. All right. Well, how much time have we been on here, Jamie? Almost an hour.
My only question is
What?
left or right?
See, the pellets alternate each side. So it's going to be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
But
I can't take up both because then there's no spot for next year. But this year, I'm just not sure which side to go with.
well, like someone said, I'm sure the doctor has seen worse. I'm sure he has. But I promise you one thing. I will be having a pre-op meeting with him, letting him know, sir, when you come in just know that there's going to be a tattoo on my behind, and here's why I have it.
Somebody said Lester's literally putting his ass on the line.
Yeah. Lester is literally putting his ass on the line. Why did I ever even make this bet? That was a horrible, horrible thing to do.
Because you never thought I would make it this far.
No, I did not. I did not.
The bet I should have made was actually if I just beat him. I should have not aimed for the whole league situation, but here we are.
No. I will say this. More important than getting a tattoo on somebody, no matter how much fun that's going to be for you, is the fact that anybody who can win when you have a league of 22, all right, that's a lot of players. That's a lot of competition. And if you can find a way to actually win it with so many who are also wanting to win, it's unheard of. And then last year, you guys know how proud I was of Lex, because Lex, in his very first year of playing fantasy sports, was able to win a championship against some very skilled players. And whenever I told Lex what a huge thing he did and some of the moves that he made throughout the season to make that happen, he didn't understand the magnitude of what he had done. He didn't realize it until this year. His second year playing fantasy, he was eliminated in week 3. And what does that tell you? It tells you that, whoa, he thought that it wasn't as hard as what we all make it out to be. And then even players like me and LE and some of those who've been doing it for so long, who watch the NFL, we listen to the podcast and we watch the latest headlines of what's going on with our teams and teams around the league, to be out. Well, Ellie and I both got out the same week. I think it was week 7, and left so many of you guys still going. And it's like, just wow, this is not easy. You yawning? What are you laughing about?
Because somebody said I should switch it to just put the little spoon.
A little spoon on my butt cheek. Jamie, we're not putting a little spoon.
Oh.
Lord, y'all have to stop. Y'all don't stop giving her silly ideas. And this whole thing about the pearls, where did that come up?
Because look, I'm like, pearls are.
I know, but that wasn't always a part of your logo.
It's 100% been on my logo since day one. 100%.
Well, anyway. All right.
If Jamie wins, we know the NFL is rigged. Somebody said.
Yeah, thank you. If Jamie wins, the NFL is rigged for her. They'll do anything to embarrass Lester. So no, guys, the day's coming. It's going to be a hard week because I'm going to be nervous. It's like when you have a party, a get together, a shindig. You always get nervous that you don't want anything to go wrong, and things are going to go wrong. Like I said, I think one of the most nerve-wracking things for us right now is we just don't know what to expect. We don't know if we can expect 10 people or 100. Or God forbid 500. You just have no idea.
I hope the weather holds out. That's like one of the biggest things, is hoping the weather holds out and hoping that just everybody stays safe. Those who do come and the family and everything else, and like that, it's just an overall positive experience. And whether it's 5 or 50 or whatever the case is, that everybody is just, happy to be there and enjoys the time. And
something that I am concerned about too is this gosh darn government shutdown with the airports and the delays, because Houston is in fact one of those affected. Houston and Dallas airports are both being affected with longer lines. So I don't know how that's going to affect people who want to fly in. Now, obviously, getting here would be the hard part, because there's not going to be a long line to get out of the airport. The long line is going through TSA to get into your flight.
yeah.
So I'm not sure for those who are flying in, but that is a concern. I sure thought that would be over by now. So we don't know about that, how that's going to affect everything. But we've already done it. We've already paid, and we got our security. We've already got our reservation on our large banquet style canopy tent. It's a real pretty white one.
One of our banners
windows
came in, and our wayfinding signs came in.
Okay.
And like I said, I have the guest books. I have my map that I want to have. The merch will be here on Friday. Cutting it a little close. It'll be fine. But I will visit earlier than that to hopefully make some of our own.
Yeah. And like you said about weather, we want people to have a nice Texas fall experience.
Yeah.
We don't want you guys to leave wherever you're at when it's freezing cold and get over here to a nasty,
Yeah.
and it won't be cold.
No, but it could be like this.
It could be
kind of
dreary. Yeah.
It's not the end of the world. It's not hot. I think the weather says it's going to be a high of 70, which would be a you may see me wearing exactly this. I have not chosen. Have you picked out your outfit?
I'm wearing my uniform. I will wear one of these shirts and probably a pair of shorts or maybe my stretchy pants. Who knows? I might wear my stretchy pants
With the double pocket.
the double pocket. Absolutely. So I can show people that I'm not lying.
Wait, do you have new Crocs? Do you have
I
fuzzy?
I did get new Crocs.
Oh, I
got
was
those.
thinking, never mind. Yeah, I did see those in there this morning.
Yes, I got new Crocs.
Nice.
Yeah, someone said that because of their fears of the airlines, they're going to go ahead and come in a day earlier just because they're nervous about it.
I want to make that's one thing I do want to do this weekend, and I'd hope the weather will be better. I want to make one more video of some other things to do here in Livingston.
Yep.
And just to showcase some of our favorite places, because if you're coming to town, you may as well experience some of it. So there's Lester and I have very different choices of favorite restaurants and favorite things about this town. So I know he's shown you some of his.
I haven't. I was going to play them this week.
Oh, you are.
I was
Okay.
gonna go this week and show you guys a lot of my favorite places and how to get there. Go ahead though with your story.
No, so that is something I should do this weekend as well, is go to some of the local places, show you what's inside, and from.
And then just an idea, because this is what I was doing, is actually show them how to get there.
Oh.
So it'll be easy for anyone who knows how to GPS. I mean, it's always easy if you can GPS, but also so my first video that I've not played yet, but I will, is Catfish King, because that's one that we love to go to. And Jamie and I went last week and I made a video of where it's at, how easy it is to get to. And we even told the manager, I asked the waitress, I said, hey, everything was wonderful, but could you send your manager over? And she goes, okay. And she was just so scared that I was going to complain about, I was going to have a complaint. But when the boss walked over, I said, I just want to let you guys know that we are hosting an event across the street next Saturday, the 15th. And I'm going to make a little video before I leave about the location and what people can expect if they want to eat here at your.
Oh my God!
What's wrong?
Chris says she's gonna go to the meet and greet, and then she's gonna go find ponchos.
Chris, I might just have to ride with you. We might just have to grab you.
Leave the meet and greet.
We might just grab Eugene and ride to
my
Ponchos
God.
together. Ponchos will not be as close. There's a lot of places closer, but and then we have to talk about Big Jake's. So at some point we'll drive up to Big Jake's for those. Oh no, what?
Another lady says this is the reason when he goes back, he's only going to have lost 4 more pounds because of all of the restaurants showing. It's true.
I know. You know what? Guys, I've lost 18 pounds total and I
He looks
feel
amazing.
great. I
He
feel
looks amazing.
great. Yes, I just feel great. We got in the hot tub a couple of nights this week and I just feel really good pulling my shirt off. However, one embarrassing story. I got in the hot tub one night and I was trying to put the camera where it could not see my belly when I got in, and it ended up showing my belly anyway. So people have seen my belly. Just so you know, people have seen my belly. Sorry, guys. Could have been worse. I didn't go in naked,
That's
Jamie.
all. I
didn't go
didn't
in
even
naked.
want to ask. Okay, so I wasn't even going there because I didn't. I was just hoping. I was so hoping. I was like, please tell me it was just his belly.
Just my belly, just my hairy
It's
belly.
fine. It's gonna be fine.
I was still embarrassed though. And I didn't even suck in because I didn't think no one was going to see it. So it was just
Mhm.
like just hanging there, just hanging
You look-
out in my
you
belly.
look really good, isn't it? It doesn't make you mad how fast men can lose weight, and like his one simple, I'm going to stop drinking milk and stop drinking Dr. Pepper. All of a sudden, 18 pounds fall off. I can work out and can stop drinking all of those things and virtually stop eating, and I will gain weight. It's horrible.
Well, women and men are different that way. I just still want to get down low enough to when I jump on Rita's back and start riding her more often than I No one's going to call me out for being too big for her. And you guys remember, I put a different saddle on her. You know about the Longhorn Leicester saddle.
Yeah.
It didn't really fit well.
Yeah.
And
She's not wide enough yet.
the chest plate would not go across her. But when she gets a little bit bigger, a little bit heavier, and I can lose a few more pounds, even though the Longhorn Leicester saddle is about 6 pounds heavier than her saddle, if I've lost the weight that I've lost, then it will all balance out, and I'm still not putting too much weight on her back. And then don't forget, we have to start putting that saddle on Gemma pretty soon.
I was just going to remind you that I ordered the 15-pound saddle for Gemma.
Okay.
And that should arrive this weekend.
Boy, that's lightweight.
Yeah. So that's like a starter situation. And then also my water solution thing here finally showed up. I have to take those to go get 2 more parts for them, but they're here. And I really should just buckle down and do some work today
And not just go out and do your stuff.
I mean, I want to go out. Look, the sun's coming out.
Here comes the sun as soon as she says it.
The sun's like, oh, you're going to stay home and work? Let me bring you all the things.
I know. All right. Are you still not getting paid? Who's asking that? From Facebook, we don't get paid, but who's asking that? That might have been for somebody else.
Yeah, it might have been for somebody else.
I don't know. Well, guys, we have had you for over an hour, so I think we're going to go ahead and let you all go. Thank you so much for hanging out with us with coffee this morning. I'm going to continue to keep an eye on Randall and the guys, make sure we don't have any mishaps like we did last week. And then we have a few extra jobs that we're doing over here as well that I can't wait to tell you all about. You're gonna really, really love the work that we're getting done this weekend. And so I will be here most of the day. Remember, we don't always have chance to do videos on Saturdays and Sundays. We try to take some time off to kind of unwind and get a grip on things.
It's a recoup week. Like, that's the other thing is this week with work was so busy for me. I haven't opened packages. I have stacks of things, and with it getting darker so much earlier,
yeah,
I may take an hour or 2 to go do a little fun, but this evening I need to turn the lights on in the shop and get to it.
Get some work done. Yeah, I'm excited about getting some work done around here with Randall. But guys, you're going to be really excited to see what we're doing. And I actually may go live from here. Well, I know I will around feed time and then show you all that we got done today. So we will see you again, just not in our regular, normal, scheduled video times. All righty. But hey, chef kisses to you all. Mwah! Jamie, you got nothing for chef kisses?
Oh, I don't.
That just freaks you out? You just blow kisses?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank y'all for watching. We're going to go ahead and end this thing the same place that we started it, with old Chucky Poo. How about that? Your favorite guy. Favorite guy. What's Chucky? Say it. Say it.
Bull or steer, don't matter which. Either way, he can throw a fit. And yeah, he's thrown a man or 2, but what's a Chucky Poo supposed to do? You gotta know how to read the signs, respect his space, his stance, his pride. Always be armed with a spanky stick, and don't trust Chuck further than you can spit. A little too bold, a little too rough. Chuck likes to show out, likes to be tough. But at least he's got that pretty face, so just bring a muffin and be on your way. So whether it's smart or whether it's right, we made a promise, and that's for life. He's got a hard head but a soft Chucky heart, and we knew the risk from the very start. Chuck is a rescue, here he'll stay, but Lord